In an unexpected twist that ripples through royal halls and headlines, Princess Anne's bold move against Prince Harry uncovers a deeper, more intimate family fracture than the public had ever imagined. The stage is set for a confrontation that may change the royal dynamic forever. Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. The world has long revered the seemingly impenetrable bond between Princess Anne and the late Queen. Their shared dutiful resolve painted an image of unwavering unity, a steadfast front against the turbulent winds of time and public scrutiny. Inside the palace walls, this dynamic duo navigated storms with an air of normalcy, never betraying the pressures that lay underneath. Yet, as Prince Harry embarked on his own tumultuous journey marked by defiance of royal expectations and a quest for personal clarity, a quiet discord began to fester beneath their shared royal lineage. As whispers of discontent began to swirl, the intrigue deepened. Rumors of secret meetings surfaced, suggesting that Princess Anne's controversial decision was not made in isolation, but was perhaps swayed by discussions hidden from the public eye. These clandestine exchanges hint at a chessboard of familial strategy, where every move is calculated, every smile forced. The Queen's memorial, intended as a solemn reflection of her legacy, became a battleground for power struggles unseen by the mourners who lined the streets. It was here, amid the tears and tributes, that familial fissures widened. Within the grandeur of the memorial, emotions simmered just below the corgis and crowns, ready to boil over. Princes and princesses wore carefully curated expressions, but their eyes told stories of old grievances and subtle power plays, casting shadows on this day of remembrance. In royal whispers, insiders recount closed-door conversations that hold hidden alliances forged out of necessity and self-preservation. These alliances, tenuous at best, are quietly shifting the sands of loyalty and legacy within the family. As these secrets unfold, the tension in the monarchy swells, foreshadowing an inevitable reckoning. Striking visuals of a somber Prince Harry capture the depth of his inner turmoil, his once boyish charm now overshadowed by the weight of anticipation and unresolved conflict. As he faces the upcoming memorial, the struggle within him is palpable, caught between the life he chose and the legacy he cannot escape. As the tension rises and the dust of secrets begins to settle, we move toward a revelation that questions loyalty and legacy. Princess Anne had always seemed immovable, composed of a rigid loyalty to the crown that mirrored the fortitude of the royal walls that encased their family history. She was the stalwart protector, the unswerving sentinel whose every word, action, and glance was a reinforced claim to the sanctuary of royal integrity. Thus, when the whispers started to flow like a forbidden river through the corridors of Buckingham Palace, threading the story of Anne's quiet yet firm decision, it sent a shiver down the spine of the very monarchy she vowed to protect. The decision was simple yet seismic, a refusal that reverberated across marble floors and through gilded halls. A monumental stance had taken shape in the shadows of memorial anticipation. For Princess Anne, this was not just about sustaining a family's image against the winds of change, it was about preserving a lineage from the prying eyes that longed to unravel it. Her refusal to let Prince Harry, her own nephew, attend the memorial struck hard into the heart of royal tradition. The public should have seen unity, a familial shield to honor their departed. Instead, the ancestral echoes of duty and honor clashed against Harry's modern-day saga of self-discovery. What could have driven Anne, the epitome of grace and serenity, to take such a turbulent stand? Loyalists would argue that Anne, always the beacon of protocol, found herself at a crossroads too monumental to ignore. Her deep-seated obligation toward her mother, Queen Elizabeth, became a defensive clasp against the advancing narratives, waiting to feast on any perceived royal failure. The scandal was an unwelcome spectre, and Anne, ever the vigilant guardian, was determined not to let it desecrate a moment meant for reverence and reflection. There were murmurings that she feared the storm of notoriety surging around Harry's recent decisions, his quest for autonomy, identity, and truth. Was he to be the storm cloud that cast its shadow over the family's sacred ground, obliterating the solemnity of the event with tabloid thunder? In contrast stood Harry, whose quest bore testimonies of newfound freedom, potentially dissolving Anne's ideals like mist under the morning sun. Royal watchers across the globe turned hawk-eyed, as this familial rift might reshape what it meant to be a Windsor forever. Interviews with veteran royal observers delicately traced lines across Anne's calculated orchestration, noting her decisions as shapers of destiny for those within the palace and beyond its gates. Would Anne's commanding choice refine internal ties, or would it fray them beyond repair, leaving history to ponder over a family unwilling, or perhaps unable to bridge its divides? Tension brewed beneath pomp and circumstance, creating the stark theatre of Anne's public demeanour, juxtaposed against the raw undercurrents of private ambition and unfaltering purpose. As families often do, the Windsors convened, closed-door meetings thick with the syrup of silent stares and unspoken tensions. Here, family masks dissolved, diluting facades with unfiltered emotion. Belief, tradition, and a reverence for the past clutched tight against the forthcoming roller coaster of inheritance and change. Yet, even as Anne strained every sinew to preserve royal decorum, an unsettling anticipation lingered. There was suspense, electric and vibrant, one that carried Harry's potential reaction into the hearts of all in waiting. What would happen next? And as anticipation peaked, there came the wild question of whether Anne's defiance was prudent or precipice. Yet, as Anne's rationale unfolds, another layer of controversy peeks into view, challenging even the most steadfast family ties. Within the ancient walls of the palace, whispered secrets create a tapestry of intrigue. Allegiances are questioned, and a shroud of mystery envelops Princess Anne and Harry, each secret threatening to redefine royal protocol. In these corridors, where chandeliers dimly light the path and shadows play tricks on the eye, truths are spoken only in hushed tones. The fabric of royalty, tightly woven with tradition, now stretches against the weight of forbidden knowledge and concealed ambitions. In these hidden nooks, Anne, with her crystalline poise, and Harry, burdened by his lineage, become actors in a drama scripted by fate and history. Anne moves with the grace of a chess master, each step calculated amidst the undercurrents of courtly life. Her motivations remain cloaked, but a closer listen to the soft rumours reveals a woman both protector and schemer. Those who serve as confidant and shadow advisor know well the burdens of such knowledge. They shape the narrative, whether through wisdom or treachery, whispering in halls that have echoed with secrets for centuries. Around every corner, you can almost hear the sighs of past grievances lingering on the walls, unhealed wounds that continue to seep poison into present dynamics. Contrasts blaze brightly here, a grand fade of public decorum, duty, and nobility, thinly covering the quagmire that the palace becomes under closer scrutiny. The carefully painted smiles, the elegant soirs, they form a veneer, barely concealing the sword of Damocles that dangles overhead. For Harry, every word is a potential pitfall, every gaze a fleeting judgment. The whispers around him are as palpable as his own doubts, pressing him into a dance he never wanted to learn, one of loyalty and family, truth and illusion. The burden Harry shoulders echoes louder than the palace bells, resonating with the timeless challenges of blood and name. His struggle, however, is not just within the gilded halls. An unwelcome audience lurks just beyond the palace gates. The feverish hum of social media amplifies every whisper, dissecting and predicting royal fallout with glee. Speculation spins stories into sensations, fueling a public curious, almost ravenous for the unraveling of yet another royal secret. Each pronouncement from the digital court of opinion makes tomorrow's headlines less predictable and more impactful. And yet, just as secrets seem poised for exposure, a deeper layer reveals that the heart of this royal conflict is more personal than anyone could have foreseen. When duty conflicts with family, a new chapter of heartbreak opens. Princess Anne, known for her steadfast dedication, finds herself at the crux of a decision that could irreversibly change the course of her life. Her past is woven with moments of unwavering loyalty to the crown, each thread a testament to the demands that come with her illustrious bloodline. Yet, as whispers intensify within palace walls, the weight of her choices press heavily on her shoulders. Aided by visions of grandeur and duty, she once believed such sacrifices were necessary. But now, as the tides shift, her conviction faces an unexpected adversary: the unyielding truth of family bonds. On the opposite front stands Prince Harry, a beacon of modernism in a world steeped in tradition. Caught in a whirlpool of expectations, Harry grapples with a question that has haunted many before him. Should personal truth bend to the will of ancestral obligations? His heart, torn like his mother's before him, beats with undeniable fervor for a life unshackled from protocols and the need for conformity. Internal conflict has grown in him like a tempest, each gust threatening to unravel the tapestry of his royal ties. And as he stands on this precipice, he looks back on cherished moments, now tinged with the bitter taste of disillusionment. The royal siblings' relationship with the Queen adds yet another layer of complexity to this unfolding drama. The Queen, the lodestar of their lives, is both a symbol of regal duty and a grandmother with whom love is endlessly reciprocated. But these bonds, once thought to be anchors, now seem like chains, binding them to roles carved out by centuries of tradition. The Queen's gaze, both knowing and inscrutable, carries the weight of an empire, but also the quiet yearning for familial unity, once as unwavering as the crowns they wear. Under the harsh glare of public scrutiny, this family drama takes on a life of its own, each tabloid headline a dagger, each judgment a scar. The princes and princesses, once entwined in brotherhood and sisterhood, now walk paths paved with trepidation and doubt. Memories from a childhood spent in echoes of laughter and secrets shared in whispers now stand stark against the backdrop of a kingdom watching, waiting. These precious recollections become mirages, fading under the relentless sunlight of open scrutiny and personal turmoil. As secrets deepen, a crescendo of tension pushes the siblings toward a breaking point. Decisions must be made. Ultimatums are issued with love laced in urgency or threat, depending on which side of the rift one stands. The corridors of their ancestral homes echo with conversations that could fracture or fortify the very foundation of their existence. The weight of the crown is almost palpable, its burden lessening or intensifying based on decisions yet made, paths yet taken. As emotional chasms widen, an unanticipated witness steps forth, holding mightily unexpected revelations that could redefine allegiances. Suspense deepens with the shadow of Meghan, Duchess of Sussex, looming over this royal saga. Her influence casts questions on motives, changing royal tides in ways the palace couldn't foresee. Meghan Markle, with her unapologetic modernity and unyielding spirit, stepped into royal life as a whirlwind, with her mere presence signalling a dramatic shift in this age-old institution. Her influence on Prince Harry, a prince torn between the throne's tradition and his wife's progressive ideals, becomes a lightning rod for both curiosity and controversy. The world watched with bated breath as Harry, once dutifully aligned with royal protocol, began charting a new course, one that seemed to derive from Meghan's daring vision. The media, ever voracious, played its part magnifying, twisting, often distorting Meghan's role within the royal framework. In the public eye, she was cast variably as a disruptor, a beacon of change, or an outsider who unwittingly burned bridges rather than built them. Each narrative, laced with its own biases, framed her as a formidable force capable of either saving or imperiling the monarchy. The tabloids revelled in the drama, crafting a spectacle that both enthralled and bifurcated audiences across continents. Yet beyond the flickering screens, the whispers among the palace corridors told another story, one where Meghan wielded her influence not through force, but through quiet, undeniable conviction. At the heart of this family maelstrom lay simmering tensions between Meghan and Princess Anne, whose lifetimes had been spent safeguarding tradition. Their opposing views on duty and change sowed seeds of discord, marking a familial schism that seemed to widen with each passing ceremony and press release. While Meghan infused fresh perspectives into Harry's decisions, Anne clung to the habits of her past, producing a collision that was as inevitable as it was impactful. Their interactions, or lack thereof, fueled endless speculation, while within the confines of royal meetings, their tension spoke volumes, seemingly channeling a history of unspoken resentment and cultural divergence. As parallels and contrasts unfolded between Meghan's own values and those of the royal establishment, she unwittingly ignited a debate that superseded even her own narrative. Emphasizing privacy in a fishbowl existence and advocating for empathy in a world hardwired by protocol and old codes, Meghan became a vessel for discussions long tucked under gilded rugs. Her approach, her American frankness, her advocacy for independent charity, the candidness that rattled palace gates, challenged not just Harry's allegiance, but the core ethos of the monarchy itself. She offered an image of what the future could hold, one painted with the broad strokes of global equality and inclusion, challenging the monochrome of past traditions. Through the kaleidoscope of public perception, Meghan stood silhouetted against a backdrop of harsh lights and softer shadows, applauded by some as a pioneering woman, and vilified by others as a threatening insurgent. Behind the closed doors and velvet drapery of the palace, the reality glimmered differently. A complicated dance of alliances and mistrust whispered beneath curated smiles and royal appearances. Where the world saw upheaval, Meghan and Harry found the strength to forge their own path, leaving behind a legacy of transformation that continued to ripple beyond borders and bloodlines. As perspectives clash and alliances shift, the looming memorial sees another piece of the puzzle pave the way toward explosive revelations. The intricacies of Queen Elizabeth's majestic legacy cast long shadows over her own memorial, crafting a narrative that entwines personal sacrifice with national reverence, shaping destinies, even from beyond the grave. As mourners gather, the air is thick with a reverent hush that barely conceals the invisible threads of influence the Queen continues to weave. Her presence lingers in the unyielding gaze of stone statues, in the stories recounted in hushed whispers, and in the profound silences that speak volumes about a life dedicated to unyielding duty and grace. It is not just the elaborate ceremony that honors her, it is the weight of history she bore with an unparalleled poise, the echoes of her decisions still resonating within the corridors of power, shaping the strategies not just of the monarchy, but of a nation still in her keep. The Queen's invisible hand guides the family she left behind, every member feeling the eternal pull of her refined yet formidable spirit. In family gatherings cloaked in the framework of tradition she safeguarded, her teachings reverberate uneasy alliances held firm by the golden threads she spun. She managed to entrench the monarchy in the fabric of modernity, leaving behind a blueprint, not merely of survival but of thriving amidst turbulent waters. Her descendants, casting reluctant glances back onto her extensive reign, find themselves in roles subtly but profoundly sculpted by her shadow. Her wisdom permeates their decisions, urging ambition tempered by compassion, a duality she mastered over decades under the crown's weight. Yet, within the grandiosity of public commemoration, it is the private veneration that breathes life into her memory. The monarchy and the people share small, sacred moments of remembrance. A collective sigh weaves through the crowd, carrying tales of shared hopes and dreams that she once embodied, an alignment of purpose that transcended mere ceremonial fade. Her legacy, inscribed into the very foundation of the institution, persists through each tear shed and each story recounted, intertwining personal narratives with a regality that speaks of eternal responsibility, urging grace against the surge of change. This profound legacy, however, is not without the gravity of its burdens. Her reign, a tapestry of tragedy and triumph, remains an indomitable force, steering her family's destinies as if her gentle guidance and subtle authority never left. It is within these deeply intricate family dynamics that her influence becomes most striking. The very heart of the monarchy, now thumping with her indelible marks, synchronizes its beat in time with the echoes of her laughter and the wisdom in her voice, which forever lingers in the recesses of memory. And as the memorial proceeds, it does not conclude, but rather unfurls into another chapter of royal life, an unending reflection of a reign, etched in both splendor and struggle. Her spirit, a steadfast beacon guiding through the uncharted waters of the future, remains, casting her benevolent yet authoritative shadow. As the Queen's quiet command resonates over those left behind, a new royal decision takes center stage, ready to ignite. Just when resolution seems near, a thunderbolt of royal intrigue alters the narrative. The grand hall, though hushed in anticipation of the memorial, thrums with a tension so electric that it feels palpable. Whispered conversations are interrupted by glances laden with intrigue, as the world stands on the brink of revelations that promise to reverberate through the annals of history. The royals, with all their solemnity, are not entirely composed. Beneath their practiced fades, flickers of unease ripple like a tide unseen yet fiercely felt. As the memorial draws closer, the air is thick with the promise of secrets about to rise to the surface. Harry, carrying the weight of unmet expectations and unspoken truths, finds himself on a collision course with Princess Anne. Their paths, having diverged and converged through countless trials, now seem destined to meet in an emotional confrontation. They stand at opposite ends of a spectrum defined by duty and desire, where every softly spoken word hangs in the balance, threatening to tip history on an axis once thought immovable. Hints of an imminent declaration crackle through the atmosphere, as pervasive as the static before a storm. It is whispered in corridors and speculated upon by those daring enough to ponder, what new course will the royal family set? The world waits with bated breath, caught in the grip of a narrative poised to redefine what it means to wear a crown. These provocative tidings, wrapped in veils of mystery, compel the heart to race with a tantalizing fear of the unknown. And then, the media storm swells. Captivated journalists, their pens quivering with anticipation, capture the unfolding drama in real time, each headline a beacon of frenzy and speculation. The globe spins beneath the shadow of a monarchy that teeters between the past and a future not yet scripted. As cameras flash, capturing every meaningful glance and inaudible whisper, the stakes grow ever clearer. What unfolds here will not merely determine the course of individual lives, but could rewrite the very fabric of the nation's identity. The air is charged with possibility, each moment a heartbeat away from altering the fate of an institution built on legacy and legend. The historical stakes rise to a crescendo. Unprecedented change looms on the horizon, a precipice the family stands upon with trepidation and faint resolve. Still, amidst the clamour and clashing emotions, an expectant silence holds sway, as history waits with bated breath for what is to unfold. The narrative unravels to its climactic conclusion, poised on the edge of possibility, as all awaits the heart-stopping reality that lies within. What happens after the veil of memorials lifts? In the echoes of legacy and drama, a path trajectories royal futures and familial reconnections, each choice poised to usher in the dawn of a new royal reality. Before we go deeper into what this really means for the royal family, make sure to subscribe so you don't miss a single update. As the dust of ceremonial grandeur settles, the royal panorama unfolds with an air of uncertain renewal. Anne's pivotal decision to deviate from the conservative script, a masterstroke that redefined tradition, left indelible marks on the monarchy. Her bold stand was a double-edged sword, an act of defiance that spurred revolutionary thinking, yet stirred whispers of dissent in hushed corners of the palace. The family, once solidified by impenetrable bonds, faces the aftermath, a series of emotional aftershocks rippling behind the fortified castle walls. Trust, once fractured like glass, glimmers anew in some corridors while remaining splintered in others, a patchwork quilt of loyalties both sewn and unsewn. Harry, ever the emblem of royal dichotomy, stands at his own crossroads. His place within the family oscillates between exile and embrace. a precarious dance of heritage and heart. The churning waves of past controversies transform into opportunities for redemption or a deeper descent into estrangement. With every glimmer of potential reconciliation comes the shadow of old grievances, those which time alone cannot heal. Yet, with each gathering and each silence shared beneath the towering ancestral portraits, the dialogue continues unspoken or fervently declared. Thus, he must navigate these tumultuous waters with steady resolve and an eye toward a future where tradition bends gracefully before the winds of change. As the once stormy wave ebbs, what emerges is a reflective examination of royal engagements and their profound implications. Future alliances, forged in the wake of past turbulence, could breathe new life into the monarchy's enduring saga or threaten its very fabric. Among the steeples of legacy, a modern tapestry begins to thread, interweaving duty and evolution. Generational shifts loom large, a tempest of new ideals against the bastion of old tenets. In the shadow of modernization, a delicate dance ensues, a profound musing on the balance of maintaining royal stature while embracing burgeoning personal freedoms. Finally, as this epical chapter closes with an introspective montage, a nuanced vignette of hope and unrest emerges, painting a poignant finale across the royal tableau. The past echoes faintly, a distant, haunting melody that underlines future narratives of home and abroad. Yet in this melding of bygone tradition with tomorrow's promises, the monarchy stands, fragmented yet unyielding, a legacy poised on the precipice of its next venture, charting the swift currents of a resilient kingdom's chronicles. As the screen fades, the echoes of past reverberate as stories of home and away chart the future of a fragmented yet resilient monarchy. Thanks for watching. Please don't forget to like and subscribe, and we will see you in next one.